Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's an exciting day here at the University of West Florida, an opportunity to add to our family. At this point, I'd like to bring up our president, Dr. Martha Saunders.
Well, I'm sure you don't know why we're here, and it's still a secret, but I want to welcome you here. It is a big day. It's not a day that we get to do all the time. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about the man of the hour. Hello. Well, I'm glad you're here too. So his name is Justin, and we had a conversation not so long ago. And he has this amazing vision for basketball, and there are a lot of those out there, and I read a lot of visions for basketball, but his is what I really loved about it, is that he has a vision for the entire player. Not just the game, not just one game, not just the season, the whole person. And I was so impressed. And I said, Dave, I would just love to, can you find a job for him? And so I think we're going to hear a little bit more about that today. So thank you all for coming, and I want to hear what's next. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Saunders. At this time, our athletic director, Dave Scott.
Yeah, as Dr. Saunders said, we don't do this very often, which is fortunate. We have a lot of coaches that have been here a while and done very well, and we're excited today that begins a new era for men's basketball at the University of West Florida. As always, it takes a group, boosters, fans, support, students, campus community, Pensacola community, to make college athletics work. And we have a great team here, led by Dr. Martha Saunders, and in very exciting times here at the University of West Florida and what's moving forward. So today just becomes another positive element in our future. I actually want to quote Bill. We've been watching Justin and trying to decide what to do and if he's the right guy. And Justin is a very relational guy. And I think that's obvious when you see the student athletes, the men's team that's here and how they play in a game and the intensity that they have. But it's a positive intensity. And I think that's what Justin brings to us here at the University of West Florida. And we're looking to work that into how we build champions for life. And I think he has a great vision for that. He's shared that, and I think he fits into our team very well. So without any else to be said, we want to bring up Justin Mann, the new men's basketball coach at the University of West Florida.
Well, I just want to say thank you, Dr. Saunders, Dave, Tony, Megan, obviously everybody in administration building. I'm sure I've had a conversation with somebody at some point since I've been here, and like Dave said, I'm very passionate and relational with our guys, but also people across campus. Making myself present, obviously, like Dave said, I have a big presence, but also I'm very intense and sometimes, but in a positive manner. When I first got here, didn't know anybody, and me and Coach Welch were just here. We started up intramural 3-on-3 with one of the guys that couldn't play, and we were able to build those gaps and bridges with some students across campus that we now see over here in HLS playing all the time. And then after that, we were able to drag Amy and Taylor out and some others to go play slow pitch softball. Unfortunately, we didn't win. We played a group of fraternity guys that had walkout anthems, and they were just more ready than we were. But again, it was just it was able to just meet certain people and spend time with people. Coach Yeldon's been phenomenal since I've been here. Obviously, Noble's here and other coaches here tonight, but just grateful for all you guys. But also just very grateful for this group of guys. They've got battled so much adversity, and I think that's why we have so much fight every day in a game, just the adversity they've overcome since we've been here. I came here, and when I first got here, I spent numerous hours just spending one-on-one time working guys out, just being in the gym and doing that, and we were able to build those relationships, and I think that's kind of what carried into them having my back every time we go into a game. And without them, also, I don't think any of this is possible. And I'm grateful for all you guys over there, and let's just keep going to work because we got a lot of season left. Right now, we've lost a couple close games, but battled through a lot. We overcame an 11-point deficit on Saturday and fought back and took the lead and won late. And it was a group of guys, that haven't been on the floor. And each night, it's somebody else, next man up for us, and that's kind of been our mentality. And it's us versus us, not us versus them, because I think they're learning that it's us that are making mistakes and not other teams that are doing against us. And again, without them and just the relationships I've built, but Like Dave said, I'm very community driven, and I've been out in the community seeing PHS games. We've gone to Tate, Pine Forest, and just building that community and bringing that back in and trying to keep the local talent home if whatever it may be, and trying to get them to our campus, and I think that's huge. And we've had a lot of PSC was at our game. We had about 8 people there. A kid from Jay's been here. Just having a lot of local communities, and just that community bridge is huge for us. And trying to get our guys out. We went to Ferry Pass right before break and read to the students, and that's grateful for them for Christmas because, you know, they might not have everything at home. And our guys gave back, and we went out and played recess and read some books, and, you know, just kids just saying thank you and asking about what Santa's bringing me. And, well, Santa brought me this opportunity. And I am grateful for everybody in this room, grateful for that guys, and I'm just ready to get this season rolling, to keep going and keep building for the future. And like Dave said, our biggest thing is making sure our guys graduate and building champions for life and opening up doors for them, because obviously a degree from here is very important. And I'm just grateful for those opportunities. Thank you, guys.
Go ahead here. We'd like to open up for the media if anybody would like to ask Coach a question.
Coach, your experience at Independence, how was this different, and what did you learn from that maybe prepared you for this?
Way different. Town of 9,000 people, 5 sports, and not all the resources that you have. And I think that's a blessing in this is when you walk in that gym, you have 2 video boards, you got a full arena, you have community that supports you, you have people across the hallway that support you, and just everyone wants to see each other win. And I think that's the biggest difference from Independence, just the culture. Like I said, we have 119 championships since 1995, and I think that's just a winning environment. And that's something that I'm glad to be in. Everybody helps everybody. Me and Yelton usually talk after each game, thoughts, pots, and I think that's the big thing. And, you know, the biggest thing I learned about myself is try to remain positive. You're going to have ups and downs, but if you just stay positive through the moment, everything's going to work out. You know, I came down here to be an assistant coach and relearn and get back from learning somebody different, and I came into an opportunity where I was dealt being a head coach again, and obviously being at a prestigious university. And I think that's what the best part is. Just I'm not at a junior college, and these guys are here because they performed at their last place, and now they're here to get their degrees, and I think that's also a big difference. So now helping guide them to get their degree and move on forward with their life.
Justin, when did you start thinking about coaching? When you were playing, or was it right after you finished playing, or was there a moment, you know, growing up that you thought about being a coach?
Well, I started kind of helping our Coach Evans out my senior year. I didn't play a whole lot. I had ups and downs. I was learning through my mistakes, and you know, the big thing was I started helping him, seeing things, the way the defense, kind of like Eli Brown. He was the coach, and now he's always got a voice and film and whatnot, and very similar to Eli. And so I had a son my senior year. I had an opportunity to go overseas, and I decided to stay back, and I was able to go right into college coaching. I went to Meridian Community College right when I was done, and we had a phenomenal year, and that kind of took me with it. And I just kind of followed coaching ever since. And, you know, I played at junior colleges that didn't have assistants, and so that's why I was always an assistant and stay at the junior college level to help these kids reach their goals. And if you look over here, we probably have eight to nine guys that came from junior colleges. And so that goes where that relationship based is, and that's where I build those relationships with those guys because they need it. So.
Coach, you talked about recruiting locally. I don't want to mention any names because I don't want to get anybody in any trouble. But how do you balance maybe some representative local recruiting with you know, building a team that is going to require some players to perform? What's the balance there?
The biggest thing is trying to find the local kids that are coming from winning programs. The hardest workers. I want the guys in the gym that are hardest workers because they know they're going to come in and work and try to get onto the floor. But also when they're doing that, they're helping our guys that come from all over the country get better as well. Guys that know that not everything's just given, but it's earned, and trying to find the guys that fit those molds. Coach Welch has been in the community. Ray, where you at, Ray? Ray Brooks is basically my other volunteer assistant. He's always at games if I can't be. And, you know, listen to those guys by picking their brains and say, hey, heard really good things about them. But the biggest thing with recruiting is I always go deeper than what just the coach says. It's what the guidance counselor says. It's more than what the parent says because it's how they treat other people behind closed doors than how they just treat their coaches. Because anybody can be great, but I think if you look at other guys, they're always trying to hold the door, trying to lend a hand to somebody else behind closed doors, and that's what helps. Good people.
What's the biggest thing you've learned in the last few months, going from interim to now removing an interim tag, and just the last few months of really getting immersed in UWF basketball?
Being patient Everything, it's not going to happen overnight. As we saw, like right when it happened, we had a close one to shorter, but we stayed with it. We kept developing, and I think that's where you see our guys is just staying in the moment and being patient with how we're learning and developing. My biggest thing is everyone learns different. Everyone is coached different. Not everyone's coached the same. And with this group of guys, just taking time to learn them, I think, has been the biggest thing. And I think that's kind of what I learned is how Eli Brown wants to be coached is different from Trey White, and trying to get them to know them on a more personal level. And after every road trip, we have our meetings and we talk and we try to see what worked for them and what didn't work. And I think that's what's going to help me lead this group, because I know more about these guys than the previous coach probably did. So.
Thank you, Justin.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you all for coming.